Café and Networking Podcast promotes successful business experts. I'm Tom Reaoch, known as the King of Networking, connecting people throughout the world from my podcast studio in Brazil. And today we talk with Cindy Rand, the busy woman's cheerleader, and she's joining us from Atlanta, Georgia. Cindy is a serial entrepreneur, humanitarian, author, keynote speaker, leadership transformational coach, and she's on a mission to empower, to teach a diverse community of like-minded women. So Cindy, what is your definition of a whole woman?
Well, my definition of a whole woman stems from the fact that ladies are constantly put in categories. You're either put in categories because of your size or your education or your health, your culture, what things may be relevant to one race versus the other. And basically, my definition of a whole woman is a woman that thrives in every area of her life, not just defined boxes and categories, but thrives in mind, body, spirit, and finances.
And that really becomes whole. And when you include
Absolutely.
finances, obviously we have the mind, we have the body, we have the desire, which I guess comes from spirit. But if you don't have the money, if you don't have the resources,
Absolutely.
then you're back to step one, right?
Right.
So what you share, and I see you're a cheerleader, but you're a cheerleader in a sense of helping women get going, not just watching them on the field do what they do.
Oh, absolutely not. Actually, the name The Busy Woman's Cheerleader came from my clients because they came to me and at the end, it's like, you know what? You really inspire me and encourage me and make me want to act. You just make me excited to want to act, to want to change something, to do better. And, at first it was like, oh my gosh, I never thought of it that way. I just pour into them, personal experiences, my experiences, as a serial entrepreneur, from a corporate C-suite executive, all types of experiences. Like I said, create that impact for them because everybody's at a different place and stage in life.
I couldn't agree. And even more today. Yes. It seems that place in life is fast moving.
Yes, it is. It is. If you do not, and this is one of the things that I constantly say to even the teams and organizations that I speak to, do not become complacent. And the reason why I stress that so much is because a lot of times people can get to a point in their career, a point in their business, and they say, okay, I'm good. I can just stay right here in this lane and not do anything else. Well, just as we just mentioned, the world is constantly changing.
Right.
It's like a river, but it's an upheaval. So if you're standing in one place, something's going to pass you by while you sit on the shore.
No, and that's it. And I can say what you mentioned, obviously, people in business or starting their business. But we see out there in the world, here in Brazil, and I'm sure many other places in the States, with the transformation of women many times starts from, let's say, a side hustle, something they're doing, they're a homemaker.
Absolutely.
And they get to the point in life that they say, hey, I can do more than that. And from your cheerleading, that you're showing them that they really can.
Absolutely.
But to the financial part, then you help convert side hustles into multi-stream businesses.
Yes, because of my background as an accountant and business finance coach for almost 30 years. Basically, this second half of my life, I've decided to devote that to women. So it's a culmination of different skills that are in their packages whenever they decide to link and work with me. So from A to Z, basically, let's just say hypothetically, a person has this business in the basement of their house and they work on it every now and then between the kids and their 9 to 5.
Right.
So you need to have processes in place. So I help them create those processes from A to Z. You're going to need your budget. You're going to need your vendor list. You're going to need a lot of different things, not just say, okay, I'm going to start and you start in the middle. As with life, and these days, we have GPSs for everything. I tell people I'm navigationally challenged without it. So you have to create your processes as if you're creating a GPS for your business.
Right.
And that's one of the things, that's one of the key factors that I explain to people from the beginning. I don't say, stop what you're doing and let's work on this. I say, get out a pen and paper, get a journal, get an old-fashioned notebook, and let's create some processes. And then as you go through those processes, you'll understand that you've made small and large accomplishments and wins. You know, some people says, oh, it was just a little small something. I sold, you know, a half
Right.
of this or a half of that. No, that's a huge win. Celebrate yourself for that.
I couldn't agree more. You know, it's that first, let's say, dollars, the first whatever.
Absolutely.
That you remember and you cherish.
Absolutely.
And that's the stimulus, because that really gets to the point of finances. It can be done. And many things, and not only women, everybody, we sort of underestimate what that side hustle is. We take things as a hobby and things because it's a hobby, it's leisure. And it can't be a business when
that is their God-given gift.
Right.
That's the thing. People don't realize this is your gift.
Right.
This is what you were given as your unique self out of the billions of people in the world. This is your unique self, your unique gift. So what if 10,000 other people do it? There's something in you that's going to catapult that particular idea to a different level.
No, and I agree. And I think part of the process that you mentioned, is for persons to want to be found. When you mentioned the GPS, I think that's fantastic, because we need to be found. You know, we may have our hustle, we may have what we want to do, but and we may want to go out and try to find people. So the old knocking on the door selling cookies is gone. No, and it is. That's not to say it's gone, but it's time consuming, and you need money to do that.
Is.
You need the time. I'd rather be baking the cookies than going out trying to find somebody who wants to eat them.
There you go.
But
now, let me
if
give
they
you.
find you, they'll come and knock on your door and say, hey, give me more.
You know, when you said that, what you brought to mind was another level of my clientele that actually have had brick and mortar businesses. I'm just going to say, again, hypothetically, for 30 years, thriving, the corner store, thriving, the barbershop, the beauty salon, but they don't have an online presence because the world has moved on. They are thriving in that dimension, but they know that they need to move online. They need to have that online presence to bring in more business, to send them and scale, you know, to a different level, to increase and bring that awareness to what they're doing.
And that's not only today, that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow, because
that
was not only the pandemic, but even previously, people were online buying. And back to the GPS, to find people. And the mom and pop type store and business actually started local. People are local. Most of them, when we talk about networking, most of their contacts and connections are local. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if we can't transform that into something more dynamic and virtual, because there's 8 billion people out there.
Yes, even if you are, let's just say a lot of restaurants, because I deal with a lot of different niches. Let's just say restaurants may be slow on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, but of course, you know, it's hot tamale on the weekend, you know, but on a Tuesday or Thursday. So this person doesn't have that online presence. However, if they have that online presence, they may be selling their aprons or a jar of jam online.
Their recipes.
You can start, there you go. Exactly. So those are the things that I explore with my clients. Those are the things that I teach the groups, you know, whenever I deal with teams and groups to help them with culture, with business, you know, acclamations and being able to change things and catapult things and move things and never become complacent.
Well, I think that's it. Don't be, it's, you know, jump up and cheer.
There you go. There you go. You can do it.
Well, Cindy, I want to thank you for being part. How can our listeners find you? Where's your GPS?
Okay, my GPS is currently, well, one of them actually is my website, which is thecindyrand.com, and that is www.thecindyrand.com. And people can see what's going on with me. I've got a new book coming out on leadership, actually, so they can get all that information there, how to book me for speaking engagements or work with me as a client. All of that's there. I appreciate you for having me. Thank you.
Very good. Well, thank you. And that was a pleasure and inspirational, without a doubt. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thomas. And for our
Thomas.
listeners, again, it's Cindy Rand, CINDYRAND, and the site is thecindyrand.com, thecindyrand.com. Café and Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information about them at focusmi.com. Thanks for listening until the next time here at Café and Networking Podcast.